God, the face is looking puffy. We are still here. The Indonesian government has made me an honorary citizen. Just gonna stay here forever now. Full day of eating for you today in Bali, 4,000 calories. I know that people running into appetite issues in like an off season is like a super real thing for a lot of people. That's just never gonna be like a roadblock or something that gets in the way for me. I have an endless appetite. So this is like not a lot of food in terms of like how much I could eat, but 4,000 calories, you can make a lot of, that's a super great amount of food. Like I'm not gonna be just chasing the food to get increased, but just for some context, if you're new here, yeah, it's not like that's a struggle for me at all or anything like that. Let's cut up a banana. Actually, you know what, can't even be fucked cutting this up. I'm just gonna chuck it on top of the cream of rice. Only 63 grams. I thought that banana would weigh more. How many blueberries are left in this packet? 90 grams. We need more. All right, more blues. More blues. We'll do the rest of this packet. All right, I need to stop recording so I can enter in the amount of that banana and blueberries before I forget. All right, there she is. Meal number one. Okay, so for this cream of rice, we actually have a flavored one, not just rice flour. So this is the undefeated toasted coconut cream of rice, which tastes amazing. What I have been doing some mornings, because it's flavored, obviously you don't have to have whey protein in there to flavor it. I have been having this with like banana and berries and then like 200 grams of chicken breast on the side. But I have no chicken breast left at the moment. So there is 45 grams of cookies and cream whey protein in there as well. Yeah, what else needs to be fucking said about this? It's cold, of course. I made this yesterday, so it's completely cold and set, which is beautiful. 3 grams of pink salt in there. Oh, let me straighten this up. That's pretty good. Yeah, meal number one. If I haven't done it already, calories, macros, and like the ingredients will be on the screen. This is my pre-workout meal. I pretty much bar something happening outside of my control, I always train after one meal. I love training in the morning. In fact, the later I leave training in the day when I've been forced to train, especially after midday, it's just very tough for me to kind of make it a good session. I really start to dip off. So I love training after one meal. That is my routine that I keep pretty much year round. All right. Cream doesn't sound like a combo that would go well, I guess. Like coconut. Actually, yeah, toasted coconut, cookies and cream. That does sound good. The local blueberries that are from Bali or Indonesia are absolute garbage. So these are Canadian import ones. And I'd say they're nearly as good as blueberries back home in Australia, which I think most of our blueberries that we'll get, or most of our frozen fruit in Australia comes from South America, like Chile, Brazil, those kind of areas. But these are from Canada and they're quite good. I wouldn't say they're better than my mulberries that I get back in Thailand, which come from China. They're still just so good. And they have pretty much the same carbs / macros as strawberries. So really good for volume. Oh my God, we're defying gravity. Training legs today. I have 2 leg days in a week. So this is one of them, obviously. Anyway, I said no yapping, and I probably got heaps of yap, but I'm gonna make this short and sharp. See you guys for meal number 2. All right, leg day done. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me or not, because it's quite noisy. I'm just near the road. I've ordered a peppermint tea, and I've also just ordered some sourdough, some chicken with some cucumber and a bit of sauce to make sourdough sandwich, and some fruit on the side. Have the trusty scales with me so I can weigh everything, even though they do have like weights and macros here for the stuff. You know, you can't always trust them. That's fucking hot. If I thought my face looked fucking puffy this morning after a high blood pressure leg day, I can just feel the blood behind my eyeballs. All right, the food has arrived. Butter that I will not be using, so we can go and get that out of the way. And then we have our cucumber, which I did not imagine it was going to be cut up like that, but we'll make it work. Our chicken, and this is like their homemade tomato ketchup relishy type thing. And the fruit is still on the way. I am going to weigh all this out, construct my sandwiches. I'll show you guys the finished product. So what I do is take the cooked chicken weight and just add 20% and log it as raw weight. I have my reasons. The sourdough ended up weighing more than I expected, so it was a bit of a bigger meal than I thought it would be. Like previous times, the sourdough hasn't weighed that much. But yeah, made me little sandwiches. As you can see, the dragon fruit was really good, but the papaya and the orange wasn't the best, so I didn't eat it all. But yeah, meal number 2, high carb, high protein, low fat, pretty much similar kind of construction to meal 1. And yep, that's about it. All right, little bonus clip in between meals on this full day of eating. I was editing that meal 2 footage and I was like, I look clapped. So I went and got a haircut and a beard trim to try and feel a bit fresher. Then on the way home, got a flat tire. And I didn't know that I had the flat tire until I went to take this corner. The wheel came off. Sorry, the tire came off the wheel. And I did this massive fishtail, nearly fell off. So I've just left the bike on the side of the road in this random place, told the people, the bike company where it is. They're gonna go fix it hopefully, then drop my bike back to me. So I'm gonna treat myself, I am treating myself currently to just fucking Arctic 16-degree aircon in bed. And I have a Sprite Zero in the freezer, getting extra icy for me. I'm gonna go grab that. And yeah, I'm just chilling out. I honestly am a bit behind on meals because having to deal with that bike thing. All right, back for meal 3, and it is a 2-parter. So first we have the savory portion. We got 2 soft-boiled eggs, 300 grams of boiled purple sweet potato, and then we have 200 grams of assorted mixed veg. We've got asparagus, carrot, mushroom, and some tomato, and some eggplant. All right, and then here we have 150 grams of the best macro yogurt that I could find over here. 200 grams, I say mixed berries. There's 3 raspberries and the rest is blueberries. There's nothing else in this, I don't think. Oh, 20 grams of whey protein. Here's a better look at all of it. And I made sure that these are nice and soft boiled so they can be like a sauce for that sweet potato because it does get a bit dry. Calories, macros, and ingredients, even though I just kind of told you guys, will be on the screen. How good are veggies? Get a little bit of this purple sweet potato. Weird tip. I don't know if it's a tip. Sweet potato, especially these different species, like the purple ones and the white ones that can get a bit dry. Say you've just boiled them, rather than you've checked them and they're done, taking them out of the water. I find if you turn off the stove and then let it sit in there for another 5-10 minutes, that they'll kind of absorb a bit of the water back up and not be so dry. I'll see you guys and girls for meal number 4. Went to scoot off for meal number 4, and then I remembered that the bike was broken from the tire thing. So your boy Timmer Mateus to the rescue. Here he is. He came rolling in to take me to dinner. This is literally my POV on the back of the scooter, which I thought was pretty funny. I'm not going to have time to explain this meal in a voiceover, so look at the screen. Calories, macros, ingredients. Look, they're all there. But yeah, I guess you can also see it, so maybe I did have time to explain it. make a little wrap at the end, roll it up like the best burrito ever, because I worked at a Mexican place for like 8 years as my first job and I roll burritos really well. And then I decided to walk home because I didn't have the scooter. Look at those cinnamon buns. Anyway, tragedy was about to strike. Bye. Well, that did not go according to plan. Yeah, I basically started walking back from that dinner. Hold up, what fucking setting am I on right now? And I thought, I'll walk a good chunk of the way, get some steps up, then I'll get a bike the rest of the way. And then I just kept walking, and then it got to that point where I was like, it makes no sense to get a bike now. Kept walking, and it's pitch black by this point, so obviously you can't assess the clouds, and I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere, and the heavens just open, full monsoon, couldn't get any cover. I get drenched as if I just jumped in a pool. Now, bit of water, no big deal, except I was wearing my one pair of shoes that I have here, which are completely fucking ruined, muddy, drenched, and they'll take like days to dry out. I was holding my takeaway chicken and pumpkin, which is going to be my next meal, or part of my next meal. And I had my one and only food scales on me, which have gotten drenched and are probably, I don't know if they're broken yet. I need to check. Anyway, it'll be okay. I'm gonna have to do like socks and Crocs at the gym tomorrow. So hopefully, everyone at Undefeated Gym in Bali doesn't mind seeing that. They're nice. They are nice blue Crocs, so should be fine. Yeah, that's definitely the worst part of it, is going to be the shoes. Those shoes were kind of coming to the end of their life anyway. They were quite worn out, and I'm planning on getting some new pairs when I'm back in Australia in about 5 weeks. Who knows if I'll have gotten back to Thailand by then, or I'll be going like from Indonesia or somewhere else back home to Australia, that is. But I can't get shoes anywhere in Thailand. They don't have my size. And if I try and get anything shipped in from overseas, which I did, that's how I got that pair there, then customs flag it. I have to do like an hour trip in, and then they make you pay all this import tax, and it's like, you lose a whole day. It's this massive ordeal. So basically, getting shoes in Thailand is not an option at all. Boys, and girls. My mum watches these, which is funny. Hey mum, if you're watching. We're nearly there. Full day of eating. You guys have nearly made it to the end. Meal 5 is getting chefed up as we speak. It is going to be some chicken, some pumpkin, and then a nice, delicious bowl of toasted coconut core with some blueberries and peanut butter to round out the day. Yeah, I'm going to keep on chefing it up. Bosh. There's the chicken and pumpkin part, reheated in a pan, not the microwave, for extra flavor. And then the core. Calories, macros, ingredients. Voila. That's it. That's the full day of eating. Total calories, I think, is just under 4,000. Macros, I'll put up on the screen as well. And yeah, I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. I'm not going to bother filming me eating any of this. I just want to really switch off and enjoy. Thank you to anyone who stuck around to the end. I know it's, cliche to say that, but yeah, if you were entertained enough and interested enough to watch till the end, thank you very much. I never say this kind of shit because it's, I find it somewhat cringy and I don't really care. But if you aren't subscribed, subscribe. If you did like the video, like it, or just comment and let me know what you liked about it or what you want to see more of. And yeah, my main thing when I do this is like, I want to look back on this in 5-10 years. So I just want to make sure I'm being my authentic self and not portraying a certain image. Because when I look back, I want an accurate reflection of like what my mindset was like, how I was going through things. So if I'm struggling with something and I'm like on tough times, I don't just want to be like, I don't want people to think I'm being a baby, so I'm going to just say I'm fine. That kind of thing. I want to just give it accurate representation because that's what I'm going to be looking back on, and I think that'll, if that makes sense. Hopefully I articulated that Okay, anyway, I'm fucking hungry, which I shouldn't be, but I am. Time to eat. Bye-bye.